Democratic Republic of Congo will receive the largest share, $21 billion. It will be spread across mining, hydrocarbons, agriculture, and 12 other sectors. Mozambique is set to receive $20 billion in investments, mainly targeting agriculture and energy. Zambia and Zimbabwe get $19 billion each, invested in oil, gas, and 11 additional sectors. And Botswana and Burundi will receive $12 billion each, with Botswana's package covering infrastructure, diamond processing, tourism, cybersecurity, and defense. While Burundi's deal centers on energy, farming, and infrastructure. Now, for years, unveiled a massive $103 billion investment plan across 6 African countries. The package signals how Africa is becoming a critical arena in global competition for minerals and markets. Now, the Democratic State Nuclear Energy Agency, Rosatom, is planning to send a delegation to Rwanda. The agenda will be to discuss the building of a nuclear science center and a small nuclear power plant in Rwanda. The 2 countries will aim to strengthen bilateral cooperation through a potential nuclear deal.
Africa has just done the impossible. For decades, the world believed Africa would always depend on foreign aid, foreign energy, and foreign investment. But now a historic shift is underway. Africa has officially overtaken America in the most important race of the 21st century, renewable energy. From massive solar farms in the Sahara to giant hydro dams on the Nile and Congo, Africa is powering not just its own future, but the world's. A staggering $500 billion power shift is happening right now, and the United States, once the undisputed leader in global energy, is watching its influence collapse. This is not just an energy story. This is about Africa rising, America falling, and the balance of world power changing forever. So let's break it all down. When most people think of Africa, they picture deserts, savannas, and vast open lands. But hidden within those landscapes is one of the greatest treasures of the 21st century, the strongest solar potential on Earth. The Sahara Desert alone receives enough sunlight every single day to power the entire planet for a year. And Africa is finally turning that natural advantage into megaprojects that are shaking the world energy market. Morocco's Noor Ouarzazate solar complex is one of the largest in the world. It can power more than 1 million homes and is already exporting electricity to Europe. Egypt's Benban Solar Park, with over 32 solar plants, generates enough power to rival some U.S. nuclear plants. Nigeria and Kenya are rapidly building decentralized solar grids, bringing clean power to millions without waiting for massive Western loans. Instead of oil pipelines, Africa is building solar grids. Instead of importing American or European fossil fuels, African nations are generating their own clean energy. And here's the shocking part. These projects are cheaper and faster than anything the U.S. can build. Why? Because Africa is leapfrogging old technologies. America has to dismantle its massive fossil fuel infrastructure. Africa is skipping straight to the future. If solar is Africa's light from above, hydro is its unstoppable force from within. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, GERD, is one of the most ambitious infrastructure projects in history. With a capacity of over 6,500 megawatts, it can light up entire regions and make Ethiopia an energy exporter. The Congo River, the second largest river on Earth by volume, has the potential to generate enough electricity to power all of sub-Saharan Africa. Projects like Inga 3 are designed to do exactly that. Southern Africa's dams in Zambia, Mozambique, and South Africa are connecting the continent with cross-border power grids. Hydropower is not just about electricity. It's about industrialization. Cheap, clean power means Africa can finally build its own factories, smelters, and industries, instead of shipping raw materials abroad. This is the exact opposite of the colonial model that kept Africa weak. And the U.S. knows it. For the last century, America controlled the world with oil and gas. From Saudi Arabia to Nigeria, Washington dictated prices, policies, and pipelines. Energy was America's greatest weapon. But that weapon is failing. U.S. oil dominance is shrinking as the world moves away from fossil fuels. American renewable projects are stalled by politics, red tape, and outdated infrastructure. Meanwhile, Africa is scaling up faster than anyone imagined. Washington once lectured Africa about sustainable development while selling fossil fuels. Now, Africa is exporting clean energy while America lags behind. Investors are noticing. Capital that once flowed into U.S. oil companies is now flowing into African renewables. Europe, desperate to escape Russian energy dependence, is turning to Africa, not America, for solar and hydro imports. For the first time, Africa is not just a resource supplier. It is becoming a power exporter. And every megawatt Africa sells is one less that America controls. Let's put numbers on the table. According to the African Development Bank, the continent has the potential to generate 10 terawatts of solar energy, 350 gigawatts of hydro, 110 gigawatts of wind, and 15 gigawatts of geothermal. This energy is not theory, it's already being developed. By 2040, Africa could supply 25% of the world's green energy exports. That's worth over $500 billion. Think about that. $500 billion moving away from U.S. dominance into African hands. For decades, America told Africa that its only role was to supply oil, gas, and raw materials. But in the 21st century, Africa is telling America, we don't need your oil, and we don't need your control. Here's why Washington is panicking. For years, U.S. dominance rested on three pillars. The dollar, controlling global finance. The military, controlling global security. Energy, controlling global power. But with Africa's renewable boom, that third pillar is collapsing. The dollar is already under attack from BRICS nations shifting to local currencies. America's military power is overstretched and challenged by multipolar alliances. And now, U.S. energy dominance is being replaced by Africa's green power exports. This means America has lost its final leverage over Africa. No more food aid for policy. No more oil for weapons. No more energy dependency. Africa is free. This is not just about Africa and America. It's about the future of the entire planet. Europe, facing an energy crisis after Russia's war in Ukraine, is looking to Africa for solar imports. Asia, especially China and India, are investing billions in African energy to secure their own future. Latin America is forming green alliances with Africa to counter U.S. influence. In this new multipolar world, Africa is no longer the pawn. Africa is the kingmaker, and Washington knows it. There's also something deeper happening here. For centuries, Africa was seen as the dark continent, exploited for its resources, denied industrialization, and forced into dependency. But now, the very energy that symbolizes the future of humanity, solar, hydro, wind, is being led by Africa. This is not just an economic shift. It is a psychological revolution. When the next generation sees Africa as the global leader in renewable energy, the old colonial narratives collapse. The story of Africa changes from poverty to power, from dependence to dominance. By 2050, Africa's population will reach 2.5 billion people. That's the largest workforce on Earth. With cheap, clean, renewable power, Africa can industrialize at a speed never seen before in history. Factories in Lagos, Nairobi, and Johannesburg. Tech hubs in Kigali, Accra, and Cairo. Electric cars built with African energy, African minerals, and African labor. The U.S. will still be there, but it will no longer dominate. The center of gravity will have shifted. The world will be multipolar, and Africa will be one of its strongest poles. Africa has just beaten America in renewable energy. A $500 billion power shift is underway. For Washington, it is a nightmare. For Africa, it is liberation. For the world, it is a glimpse of a future no longer controlled by a single empire. The rise of Africa's renewable energy marks the end of U.S. dominance and the beginning of a new global order. The sun that rises over Africa each morning is no longer just light. It is power, and that power is shaping the 21st century. If you believe in Africa's rise, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe, because history is unfolding before our eyes.